Saludos, familia AMU. We are continuing to provide you with the most accurate data. As we said earlier, our goal for this year is transparency, trust, and respect. On January 16th, Cristina de Jesus sent an email titled Important Context as we continue AMU negotiations. In it, she claims that about $5 million was not spent on teachers and counselors, but on substitutes because of vacancies and absences. Well, our AMU bargaining team looked into this, and with the help of our math teacher, Stephanie Ford from AMU Inglewood, we ran the numbers. What we found raises serious concerns. Green Dot is claiming that substitute costs exceeded the budget of $5 million. But the math simply doesn't support that. Here at Green Dot, we have about 523 teachers, and each one of them come with 10 sick days. That's a total of 5,230 days. That's if every teacher were to use all of their sick days. At a very high estimate of $425 per sub, the total cost would be just over $2 million, not nearly enough, the 7 to 8 million over budgeted for certificated staff. We also found that looking into Green Dot's operating expenses, and they shared it with us, that the cost for substitute is separate from certificated staff. They are using codes meant for professional and consulting services, typically for attorneys or PD, presenter. This is where they're getting the money for substitutes, not even our certificated staff budget. And this is exactly why stronger oversight of charter school spending is needed statewide and countrywide. So let's also address the vacancies and leaves. In order to reach $5 million, Green Dot would need around 50 vacancies. And this again is using a high average if each teacher were to make $100,000. Currently, there are only 10 vacancies listed, and that's the most I've seen this year. Most of the year, they've been between 7 to 9. As of January 16th, there are only 9 AMU members on leave, respectively. So even if these 19 members, which could cost about $7,600 per day, and that's if we're using the high cost of $400 per day. Even if they were to be gone for the entire year at 103 days, that still only brings about $1.3 million. Nowhere near the millions that they have budgeted for certificated salary staff. And remember, Green Dot is using a different budget code for substitute teachers. So the millions that we have referenced, they're still untouched. For 24 to 25 school year, Green Dot budgeted $60.2 million for certificated salaries and only spent $56.5 million, leaving a gap of $3.5 million. For this year, they're projected to also spend under the budget. They budget around $60 million, but records given from Green Dot show that they're only spending $52 million. And as said earlier, substitutes are from a different line item. What we're seeing is a pattern. They also do this with smaller schools. They will budget enough to have leftover money. In other words, not use the entire dollars sent from state and federal and city governments, and then keep some of it, have it roll over into the reserves. Year after year, this is how reserves grow to their current rate at $80 million Green Dot wide. Here's the bottom line. Don't believe the hype. Green Dot has the money. You're choosing not to spend it on students, teachers, or counselors. While they expand schools and facilities, just bought an elementary school, they prepare narratives about cuts and potential layoffs. Know that this does not mean they're broke. Green Dot laying off teachers is a choice they are making, not a necessity. Our communities deserve the funding intended for them, not excuses. If we want to change this, we have to fight together. Today's dollars are for today's students. As I said before, this negotiations is more than just about getting money. This is about bringing transparency, fighting for the trust we deserve, and most importantly, the respect. Now, here's what you can do. Stay informed. Make sure you're receiving AMU updates at your personal email address. Trust the data that we share with you. Second, attend your AMU time, your site's AMU time, and participate in all of our concerted actions. The more involved we are, the stronger we are. Always advocate for what's best for students, teachers, and counselors. And finally, don't forget to vote in no confidence in Cristina de Jesus.